I'm intrigued to hear how your management had to change going into international football because, as you mentioned, you have a transfer window where you can recruit players, and you've got an academy system where you can bring young players in, and you can kind of work work out in terms of selection. Your selection's a little bit more broader in comparison to international football. How would you deal with that in terms of going into international and
Well,
kind of
you
having
well
to select
first of all,
players and that?
first of all, you know what it's about. You know, you would have to be really silly not to realize that international management is you don't have, as you say, the power of transfers. You have to deal with what you have. It's not as if to say that you are going to in 3 days, in the 3 days get together, you're going to progress this player that much. You can what in terms of technical ability, but you can progress them in terms of mentality. And these are things that, I mean, when I went to the Republic of Ireland, there was a group of players that essentially were playing in the championships. Seamus Coleman being one of the exceptions, but most of the lads were playing in the championship. So the important thing was that when you had the players for the few days, that you were hoping to give them a belief that they can compete against the Germanys or the what shall I say, the Swedens, the teams of, the Italys of this world, and compete, not just compete, but get a result against these sides. So that was really important. So for the couple of days that you did have them, you tried to. It was really strength of a mental strength as much as anything else, trying to impose that into players, and also in terms of set pieces. So even walking through set pieces, knowing that you don't have that much time to, do lots of things with the players. Generally, they're coming in, they've played at the weekend. They might have a need because their clubs demand that they take a day off the next day, or can't go do too much work. So sometimes when you have an international game on a Thursday, you have very, very little time to work with them. But you know that as an international manager. And as I said to you, it's getting those other things right. Basically the motivation, the strength of character, and the mindset, that became very, very important, and obviously set pieces there, which are dominating football at this minute. Big matches being won or lost on set pieces, those are important. So if you could put those together, and a sort of a pattern of play that will suit the players that you have, and that really it's those things together. But all of those things, I think that you realize in terms of your management style, I don't think that changes too much. It really doesn't. What you're going to hopefully to say to the players in front of you wearing a green shirt, or what you would have said to the players essentially going onto the field for, let's say, Aston Villa or Leicester City or Celtic.
Yeah. Did you think international football kind of played in your hands? Because you mentioned at the start that you're very good in terms of motivation and player relationship. I suppose that kind of worked in your favour in terms of international football and having a number of players for a certain period of time and then they go back to their club.
No, I think perhaps maybe I might have been of the age where I wanted to try international management. I really probably did do that. And but it's not something that I'd thought deeply of. Yes, the Republic of Ireland thing definitely intrigued me. I did want to manage them as well too, and I felt that obviously qualifying for a competition would be top of my agenda, and that's what I wanted to do. The Republic of Ireland, a wee bit like the North of Ireland, don't qualify too often for competitions, so that was the driving force for me. And when I met the CEO, Mr. Delaney, that was top of the agenda to try and qualify for France in 2016, and hence the only way that I was going to get a new contract at the Republic of Ireland was the one feature about it all was that I know that I would definitely get one if we did qualify for France. So that was a driving force, and I was not there to teach the senior players how to trap and control the ball. I wouldn't have been able to have done that in a day or two's training. If the players can't trap and control the ball, well, maybe they shouldn't be playing international football. Maybe they shouldn't be playing football at all. But what I had there and what I tried to enhance was a spirit within the side as well too. Now, spirit alone doesn't win you football matches, but if you've a strong mentality, strong spirit, and strong camaraderie within the side, it certainly helps. And we had that in abundance there because the players all wanted to play for the Republic of Ireland, and that hasn't changed, thankfully. And that would have been the same with Mr. Trapattoni, the previous manager. That would have been the same with Jack Charlton, and that would have been the same with any of the managers, Mick McCarthy as well. The players want to play, and that's a good start.
And what is Roy Keane like to work with?
Yeah, again, you might not have enough time here in this. He was very, very good. He was very, very good indeed. He had been a wonderful footballer, an iconic figure, and while he had been a manager himself, and that might be difficult when you have been a manager and you've been used to making your own decisions, then sometimes to be an assistant manager can be difficult. But he never, if he ever felt that, he never let me know about it, and he was really, really good to work with. Really good. I enjoyed him immensely, and he was a big part of the success that we had.
Please do me a massive favour by clicking the subscribe button now below. It helps the channel grow. The bigger the channel, the bigger the guests, and it's free.